Hello, everyone. Today we will be presenting about entering into a foreign market with our company Dart Drones. Today I'm Callie. Um, I'll have Kyle, Caleb, Demita, and Abdul with me. All right, so let's start with the size of the potential market. The potential market for drones specifically is becoming larger and larger by the minute in Singapore, which leads to a direct increase in the potential market for drone training. Each country has specific regulations on drones, and one of the best and most efficient ways to get certified and learn about the regulations is through drone training, which our client offers. The drone market is taking off in Singapore, says Zaki Abdullah with Channel News Asia. Not only are more companies becoming more interested in the idea of unmanned aerial vehicles, but so is the government of Singapore. What makes the drone special is that it increases the efficiency and productivity at a lower cost, and it reduces risks to human life. There have been many projects in Singapore around the use of drones, including one of the most important being drone deliveries, whether it be parcel deliveries or food deliveries. Some other projects being worked on through government companies include the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore, the Singapore Civil Defense Force, and the National Environment Agency. Go back one. Yeah. Recently, Singapore's unmanned aircraft system community has had an increase in the number of members in the community. It jumped from 22 members to now 39. Some of these members include service providers, manufacturers, suppliers, and institutions of higher learning. All these members are the type of drone training Dart Drones looks to target and offer service towards. Sia Keng Yok, the chief executive of the Association of Aerospace Industry Singapore, says the use of drones allows for many tasks to be carried out more efficiently. The pandemic has increased the interest in UAVs, minimizing face-to-face contact. Drone use in Singapore ranges from documenting the country's history to making maps for golf courses to nightly inspections of roller coasters. There is so much potential for drone use in Singapore that the potential market for drone training has expanded so much, especially recently.
The buyer. Who are the buyers? The major areas where drone lessons are needed are in aerial photography and industrial inspection. The different uses for drones is expanding, and so are the types of buyers. Prospective buyers would include freelance photographers, filming companies, outsourcing drone lessons, construction companies, utility companies, insurance companies, disaster responders, and governments. How and why do they buy? The freelance photographers and individuals who want to have drone lessons will buy during good economic times, favorable weather, and will have individual buys. Large companies and governments will buy drone lessons at any time that they are required for the company. Large companies will buy package deals on drone training for multiple people. Governments may use contracts that Dart Drones can bid on to get the business. The large companies and governments are more likely to use these services more than once, as they will need more drone pilots in the future.
All right, so talking a little bit about the market trends, the market for drones in Singapore is expected to grow by 1.8% per year for the next 5 years. And global consumer sales of drones is on pace to hit more than 12 billion in 2021, which is an increase of 8.5 billion from 2016. So overall, the drone industry has expanded into new markets, some of which Caleb mentioned. So they're agriculture, mining, insurance, and construction. The construction and mining industries are especially prosperous, with an opportunity to evolve into a 28.3 billion market globally. Drones are used to survey construction sites and can reduce the time it takes to examine a site from 10 hours to 15 minutes. Additionally, due to the growing population, the agricultural industry is reacting by utilizing drones to manage massive amounts of land, distribute fertilizer, check on livestock, and control irrigation. Also, drones are being used in the insurance field to take pictures and videos of damaged properties after natural disasters, and that results in a quicker claim adjustment process. And then lastly, the market for drones is inflating, as well as the consumer sales of drones, which is advantageous to Dart Drones because of the need for more drone flight training in all of these industries.
Domestic competition. There are three main competitors in Singapore that offer very similar products as dart drones. These three companies are MIRS, Ace Aviation, and Avetics Global. So the first one is MIRS. This is one of the top drone pilot training companies in Singapore. Their mission is to increase and improve the pilot skills in order to help with the concerns of safety Singapore has with drone flying. MIRS is an authorized DJI drone dealer. DJI is one of the top and technologically advanced drone companies for commercial and recreational use. Some of the MIRS clients include members of construction, infrastructure, media, energy, public safety, agriculture, and training sectors. They also have 3 government partnerships. Some of their products include basic flight training, 2D and 3D mapping, project monitoring, video production, confined space inspection, and 3D modeling. They have a very wide range of courses that vary for the skill level of the pilot. These classes have a price range between $329 to $2,359. The next domestic competition we have is Ace Aviation. They can be considered one of the biggest competitors of drone training in Singapore. However, it is already an international company, which makes it even a bigger competitor. Ace Aviation has locations in Singapore, Australia, Hong Kong, Korea, and Malaysia. Just like Dart Drones and its other competitors, it offers a variety of classes that help provide an increase in skill and awareness of drones and the regulations for commercial and recreational use. These classes and products that they offer can range from $495 to $4,895. Their products are on the more costly side. Some of the classes that they offer are Essential Remote Pilot Program, the Professional Remote Pilot Program, the Commercial Remote Pilot Program, and the Remote Pilot License Program. The next one is Avetics Global. This really tries to have their focus of their products to be on the experience behind their instructors. Just like any other, their mission is to increase the skill level and awareness. But they focus on the 5-year professional and experience that their instructors have and their clients will be learning from. Some of their clients include the Singapore Police Force, an international school, and Bowstead. They offer flying sessions, a series of hands-on training with no prior knowledge or equipment needed, and a guarantee of a 1-to-4 instructor to student ratio. They offer many options for classes ranging from beginner level to professional level, with classes in theory and flying. Some of the classes include 101, which includes flying sessions and experienced drone operators, simulator training, class and sessions on safety and drone regulation, 101 Plus, which includes a continuation of 101 for professional development, training and assessment courses, and GPS training courses.
Yeah.
So there are 3 main competitors globally that have similar services to Dart Drones, and they are UAV Hub, Drone Academy Asia, and DJI Flying Academy. So for UAV Hub, it's in the United Kingdom, and it's known as the UK's highest rated CAA approved drone training school. So CAA is the Civil Aviation Authority and allows to apply for permission for commercial operations, or PFCO. It's the world's largest commercial drone training school in early 2015 and can deliver the CAA A2 certification of competency and CAA General Visual Line of Sight certification courses. For its strength, it offers online courses, provides business advice, training, guidance, and quote, as much aftercare and support as you need to make your venture into the world of drones, end quote. Instructors are either ex-RAF helicopter instructors or professionals with years of experience in the professional drone space. And to go back on to the CAA A2 certification competency and the CAA General Visual Line certification, it allows flying drones in open or specific category. Although UAV Hub has weak advertisement and not a big following on social media. So the second one is Drone Academy Asia in Malaysia. It is Malaysia's #1 enterprise drone training academy and offers leading large enterprises, small and medium businesses, government organizations, and educational institutes unmanned aircraft system training courses. It's professional, in-person, hands-on training, scenario-based training, industry-specific advanced drone training. It helps organizations implement drone programs throughout pilot training, standard operating procedures, development, and more. It is an expert elite drone pilot instructors. Programs are customizable, claimable under the Human Resource Development Fund, nationally recognized compliance with Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia standards requirements, is within walking distance of hotels for students traveling from or out of the country. And for its weaknesses, it's not much of a presence or following on social media yet again. The third one is DJI Flying Academy in Seoul. I don't know if I butchered that, sorry, but in Korea. It's one of the most popular drone manufacturers today. And there's a 15,000 square foot arena with TVs mounted around the arena for first-person viewing. And children between 8 to 6 can receive training as well and learn features of the company's latest drones. It's nice because anyone can come to use the arena, not even just for classes, but just for fun. And it has one-on-one training, is a perfect place for drone games or training, and you can design your own tracks. Although there's only 2 locations, and the other of which is about 1/3 of the size of this arena, specifically in Korea, and it's not directly focused on professional training and certification. Yet, for when it comes to commercial flying, general and flying, just like kind of for the fun of it, it's a leading in that, and with their manufacturing.
Market surge projection. So, drone usage in Singapore has surged with a growing number of consumers using drones to serve different professional services such as photography and video filming, deliveries, and other surveillance services. The price of drones have dropped significantly over the past years, lowering the cost has fueled the demand of drones beyond commercial and military purposes. The use of drones to combat the spread of COVID-19 to enforce social distancing has changed public perception of drones from military distraction to a more positive image, which in turn will boost demand over the next couple of years. The personal usage and the logistical usage of drones will create new opportunities that will increase the sales volume of drones significantly in the future. Singapore's strict restrictions on drones create a market opportunity for that drones to capitalize on, because every person that wants to operate a drone has to get certified or has to have some kind of skill set to be able to operate it safely. That drones will see an upsurge in their training programs. Drones are difficult to fly, and more customers will seek to get skilled in drone flying to avoid legal troubles.
All right, so getting into the SWOT analysis of Dart drones, we'll start with the strengths. So Dart drones provides exceptional professional drone flight training for individual, commercial, and industrial use. The company gained valuable exposure and advertisement through their debut on Shark Tank. Dart drones is well versed in working with public agencies to provide in-person flight training and online training to simulate real-life situations and prepare safety officials for various scenarios. The company currently employs current and former police officers, firefighters, and members of the U.S. Air Force and Navy. And Dart drones offers a large selection of training and services with differing prices. Services range from disaster response to aerial photography. A few weaknesses. So Dart drones does not have much of an international approach or foreign presence in the UAV industry. In terms of social media, their identity is lacking with only 4,300 Twitter followers, which has decreased slightly since July of 2019. So they're not really trending in the right direction there. Also, internet searches for the company have peaked at only 100 searches throughout a 1-week period. And the company has a relatively small number of employees, around 40. So that kind of makes it difficult to expand into foreign markets and handle numerous potential new clients. So some of the opportunities, especially right now with COVID-19, It's created multiple opportunities for growth in the unmanned aerial vehicles industry. Remote usage eliminates social contact and protects UAV operators. Drones have been used in Singapore to analyze gatherings of people in their national parks, just to kind of enforce social distancing. Transporting protective equipment and virus tests have also been primary functions of UAVs in Singapore. And drones can be impactful in assisting with natural disasters and helping locate individuals in those dangerous areas. Also, the Singapore police force have turned to drones to survey some of the country's industrial estates right now. And Singapore is developing a maritime drone port, which will help with delivering cargo from land onto ships and will be instrumental in establishing regulations for safety standards for maritime drone usage going forward. So we have threats. Drones have a history of interfering with air travel and a threat to national safety, which is a hindrance to emergency and commercial aircrafts. Competitors in the drone industry pose threats as well. So Singapore is utilizing drone services from Aerobiotics to monitor the spread of COVID-19. And they're an innovative company that created automated air bases where a drone can launch and land completely by itself without an operator. So companies with autonomous drone technology are definitely a threat and can hurt the profitability for Dart drones and their lesson packages. And then Singapore's regulations for UAVs carry strict penalties if violated. These harsh consequences relating to privacy and restricted flight areas could deter some customers from acquiring a permit to operate a drone. Then if we look at some sales and volume, there's an enormous potential for sales growth, and the global market for commercial drones was estimated at a value of over 6 billion last year. Quarterly revenue slightly declined for Dart drones from 8.4 million in Q3 of 2019 down to a constant of 8.1 million in Q4 of 2019 through Q4 of 2020. But by the end of 2018, more than 9,000 clients throughout 40 cities finished drone training and 14,000 trainees through 2020.
Sales and value. Singapore requires consumers to have an unarmed aircraft basic training certificate or unarmed aircraft pilot license in order to operate a drone. Dart drones can partner up with licensing agencies in Singapore to provide training and certification to users to ensure the safe flying of drones and protect users from hefty fines. Dart drones can also seek government contracts to train government employees to enhance their basic skill sets to be more effective and efficient at operating UAVs for purposes like infrastructure inspection and surveilling large public areas for public safety. Market share, competitors. Garuda Robotics. Garuda is a leading developer of enterprise-grade drone and drone data solutions for enterprises, government, and professional drones operators in Singapore. The company offers the similar services that drones. They work with consumers to operate drones in agriculture, infrastructure, security, logistics industry throughout Asia to capture and analyze and leverage aerial data. Aviatics Global. Aviatics is a drone solutions and drone data collection company based in Singapore and Malaysia. The company offers end-to-end drone services through their experienced staff to equip consumers with flying skills. Profitability. Singapore's UAV industry is still in its early stages and is expected to grow further, especially as government authorities and agencies scramble to stop the spread of COVID-19. Drones allow consumers to carry out many tasks more efficiently while minimizing direct face-to-face contact to reduce the risk of exposure to COVID-19. To avoid and minimize the risks of aviation and public safety, Singapore requires drone operators to follow regulations. Demand for UAV training and certification will grow as consumers find creative ways to use drones for social distancing and other recreational purposes. Image and satisfaction. Image provide high quality training lessons. innovative and accessible lesson packages for affordability, satisfaction, apply UAVs to a variety of industries, employ the most certified instructors, partner with government and public safety organizations.
Now we're getting into selecting target markets. Some factors to keep in mind when selecting a target market. Make sure that it's sizable, growing, not already overcrowded with competitors, accessible, possible to compete in resource-wise, and fits with the firm's missions and objectives. So the heart of the target that we want to focus on is the city of Singapore, which is in the central zone of the country of Singapore. It has become Southeast Asia's leading financial and technological hub. It is highly developed with a free market economy. Singapore has a larger GDP per capita than most developed countries, standing at $101,387. Their economy depends heavily on electronics and business, with an increasingly growing drone industry. This is where we will encounter the demographics and psychographics Dart drones target.
Demographics. We're looking at people aged 25 to 55. Ethnicity. Drones can be used by anyone at any age, race, or gender, so all ethnicities will be targeted. For gender inclusive, however, about 98% of drone buyers are male, so we'll work to be more inclusive. Income. The higher technological drones our company uses and the classes that are offered are on the more expensive side, so our target income is middle upper class. Education is university level and highly educated. Employment is employed or business owners, and marital status is not a factor. Geographics. We're looking at the country of Singapore, but specifically the central Singapore, which is Singapore City, and the people that fit our demographics the most are going to be in the downtown district. Behavioral. This is the type of behaviors that people buying drones would have. And so they try to stay up to date with technology. They like to learn about new things. They're inclined to ask for help. They have extra money to spend. They have extra time in their schedule. They want to better themselves. They enjoy exploring and being adventurous. And they're interested in film or photography. And these are some psychographics. Personality-wise, they'd be driven to succeed, enjoy integrating new things like technology to advance and succeed. Their lifestyle, they'd be hardworking people, open-minded and driven. And their values would be technological advancement and how technology can provide an upper hand in the business world.
So why Singapore? While Singapore has a growing interest in drone use, whether it be commercially or recreationally, Singapore is an international hub. It attracts many people of all different nationalities for many reasons, but one being that it is ranked in the top 4 largest financial centers in the world. However, it isn't as easy as taking just a 30-minute drive to get there. Singapore, in retrospect, is far away no matter where you are in the world. With it being an international hub for business, culture, and arts, there are many people coming and going, but still needing to stay connected with what is going on inside of Singapore to run their business successfully. With Dart drones, it will now be made easier. Drone video allows us to feel as though we are there, like we are the eyes of the drone. Dart drones can allow business owners, possible movers, and many others to scope out what is going on while they're not there. With the professional help and instruction offered by Dart drones, businesses can not only get their drone license, but can also become knowledgeable in aerial photography, or airfield mapping and modeling, and overall the basics of drone flying. Businesses in Singapore can use these tools to stay connected all around the world. So the first customer profile we created is Stephen Chong. He's a real estate agency broker, president, and founder of Singapore Real Estate. He focuses on residential and commercial property sales. He does in-person and online virtual tours and photos. He manages and conducts negotiations, prepares offers, and helps the buyer along the way. His demographics are, he's 32, he's Singaporean and Malays, he's male, his annual income is 134,772 Singapore dollars, which is about 100,000 US dollars, which is higher than average. His education is, he has a degree in business management and marketing with a broker's license. He's married with one child. His goals and challenges are to implement aerial drone photography, become more efficient by getting drone video footage for tours instead of a handheld video camera, and he wants to generate interest on properties while limiting face-to-face contact. Dart drones can help by providing instructions and hands-on coaching to help Stephen learn and navigate a drone commercially. Professional classes for aerial photography and videography can be provided, and we can help coach Stephen through the necessary steps to getting his commercial drone license. Our second customer profile is Emily McAdams. Her background is she's a VP of marketing responsibilities for Jabil Singapore, which is a technology company. It conducts market research. She implements new strategies for marketing based on findings, and she monitors industry trends. She's 45 and she's originally from the United States. She's Caucasian. She's a female. Her annual income is 161,734 Singapore dollars, which is about 120,000 US dollars. She has a degree in international business and MBA in marketing. She is not married and she has no children. Emily's goals are that Jabil is looking to buy DJI, the world leader of drone producers, and implement it in Singapore, where drone usage has become prominent. Jabil wants to implement drone use for themselves since they are a global company and want to stay connected with all of their locations. Jabil wants to up their game on social media and the internet to help build their clientele. So how can Dart drones help? Dart drones offers a variety of classes that can help the pilot become comfortable with their drone and the usage. Through professional instruction, Dart drones offers classes to help start up a drone business. If Jabil wants to acquire a drone business, they will have to learn and understand how to first run one.
In terms of positioning, Dart drones provides high-quality, comprehensive training and preparation to ordinary citizens, government, and security agencies for commercial and private operations to safely and effectively implement drone usage. The company offers custom on-site instruction as well as regularly scheduled training. Drones are playing a transformative role in our societies, especially in Singapore, as they are starting to embrace using more UAVs. And Dart drones experts, instructors, along with their extensive experience in aviation, will help the company to gain competitive advantage in Singapore. For instance, Dart drones were one of the first companies to have classes on using drones for real estate after the FAA allowed such aerial photography in 2015. And Dart drones should work with various esteemed organizations that share the company's commitment to innovation and excellence in aviation to improve and deliver quality service and increase the safety culture within the drone industry. So to follow up on that example, and we'll get more into general certifications globally and specifically in Singapore later on, but for now we'll focus on the FAA Part 107 commercial drone license. So Dart drones is at about $350 for their course for the FFA Part 107 license, and Drone Academy Asia is around $149, but there is a significant difference in the features offered by the two companies. The curriculum for Dart drones includes but isn't limited to airspace classification, aviation weather for drone pilots, SUAS loading performance, hazards to flight and emergency procedures, physiology for drone pilots under Part 107, and preparing for the Part 107 exam. And in that, you'll get 8 hours of online test preparation, 300 plus test questions, money back guarantee, 50-page study guide, access to monthly Q&A webinars with chief pilots, and 6-month access to online Part 107 course, and access to shortened recurrent classes in 2 years. With Drone Academy Asia, you'll only get HD video lectures, over 200 practice questions, weekly live office hours, and a 75 plus page downloadable ebook study guide. There are very few of the previous mentioned competitors offer this specific service. That is because this is more so for the US. Drone Academy Asia, or Asovatic, provides this only at certain locations, and the details and pricings aren't readily available, and those locations are US based.
So, Harlan, Drones are rapidly growing in popularity. They are still new in terms of mass usage and accessibility. They have become central to various business and government functions. Drones possess the capabilities to access remote areas with less effort, time, and energy to serve commercial, personal, and government functions. The past few years, and certainly this year, has been significant in terms of UAV's global awareness and usage. Business entities and government agencies have come to realize that drones have multiple functions, which include aerial photography for films, real estate, real world weather assessment, law enforcement, surveillance, building safety inspections, um, military grade drones for rescue and for search and rescue operations, agricultural purposes to monitor crops in large farming fields, commercial drone transportation services, like the one Singapore plans to roll out. They plan to roll out like a drone taxi service to help more to ease the amount of people that take public transportation around the the region.
For in terms of the driving elements of the mix, Dart Drones has a variety of workshops and courses online and in person. However, their services are mainly bought through their online website. So their website is you can buy made and customizable packages and see what the packages come with. They have descriptions of all of them. It's very nice. And contact information for Dart Drones all over the website. You can check the prices and, as I said, get course descriptions. And their product, or rather their services, are of course rather important. So they offer, as we mentioned, Part 107 test preparation, certification, online and in person, hands-on flight training, professional and enterprise training, aerial mapping and modeling, aerial photography, aerial drone inspections, remote pilot certification programs, and how to start a drone business. So the pricing models we will use are going to be a mix of market-based in the sense that we will strategically price higher or lower than competitors, value-based pricing in that not all of the services will be the same since they depend on the perceived value that the customer receives from the service, and kind of a la carte pricing for most of the courses since they're customizable. So in a way, there will be some instances of dynamic pricing, but not because the prices will vary based on each customer so much as based on the service demanded. However, for our purposes, the main models are market-based, value-based, and a la carte pricing. So there's extensive material learned in these courses, which is why, for the most part, the prices are going to be higher than competitors. And as I said, they're very thorough with what their courses include, which is nice because it gives customers a sort of look or explanation as to why the prices are what they are and what they're going to be getting into and why they're going to be getting their bang for the buck. And on top of this transparency all over the website, as I said, the phone numbers and the idea that Dart Drones wants to communicate with who they're teaching. So there are going to be some free pre-course resources available, which is great to give anyone interested in the course an idea as to what's going to be learned once you're actually enrolled in the course. And of course, Dart Drones is the nation's highest quality rated drone training, so it plays into the global citizenship and global dreamers. Dart Drones offers classes for many different industries. It's an impressively long list, and some have workshops available as well. So more of a payment breakdown, their commercial certifications, for right now, US based, there's specifically for the Part 107A, it's about $350 which is about 470 dollars in Singapore. And the aerial photography classes are 960 USD or 1284 SGD. And for government agency solutions, it's about 2361 USD and 3160 SGD. And for real estate, which, as we mentioned earlier, is an increasing there's increasing interest in using drones for real estate, is 840 USD or 1124 SGG. And in terms of developing promotion, on top of partnering with large advertising companies, collaborating with public safety and government agencies and brick and mortars that was explained previously, we'll also utilize, as you see at the top, search engine optimization, digital marketing. Next to it, display advertising, Below it, Dart Drone's website itself. Below that, social media advertising. Under that, it shows email advertising, and next to that, content marketing. So again, we have a positioning matrix based on the price and quality, and the quality is specifically on how extensive the material taught in the courses are by Dart Drones and its competitors. We have general drone pilot certifications here, since different areas have different certifications, and the prices, all of which will account by Dart Drones, will account for competitors' pricing and should be enough to make it more affordable for Singapore citizens and profitable for brick and mortar in Singapore. And in this way, our prices will be perceived as less than our competitors overall. And we have a market penetration pricing with the likeliness of a big customer base from these low prices or lower prices comparatively when you add in the quality alongside expert training. So Dart Drones will benefit most likely from economies of scale. On the left, you have the Dart Drone, or you have the drone pilot certifications. So Dart Drones, the total package we'll make after, and we'll talk about it after the adjustments we'll have to make, but the total package will be about 2210 SGG, which offers 2 courses, since there will need to be 2 tests for the specific licensing that is needed in Singapore. MERS has UA Class A training courses for pilot license towards CAAS training. MERS is domestic. You can see it's kind of like in the center of things. There's 2 different courses and then another course for a theory mock exam. Ours will be it should actually probably be lower in expenses, but it'll be $22.10 for the overall package, but MERS is that much in just one class alone. So they're more expensive, and they have less quality, I would say, than Dart Drones. Ace Aviation has commercial remote pilot program, which is about $32.95 SGD, and it's a pretty decent quality. Avatics Global works towards UAPL as well, so it's 2400. UAV Hub has A2 certification of competency, or the CAA A2 CFC, for 139. So that's definitely the one of the cheapest. Drone Academy Asia, which studies towards CAAM regulations, is 1380 SGD, and this is decent quality, but DJI Flying Academy in Korea has no certifications offered. On the right, you have the aerial photography. Dart Drones would transfer over to about 1284 SGD. MERS, there's no available pricing, but when you look on their website for what they have, I wouldn't say it's very competitive in terms of the quality that it has. Ace Aviation only has pilot programs. Avatics Global, there's again no prices available, but if you go on their website, it has a relatively decent quality on how extensive their course is. UAV Hub has a master class that helps with videography, and that's 112 SGD. It's a decent price for what they offer. Dart Drones Academy Asia has aerial mapping and surveying. They don't necessarily just have aerial photography, but they're good quality with that. It's 820 SGD, and DJI Flying Academy is 330 SGD, which decent and good quality. So even though Dart Drones is the most expensive of these options, it also has the best quality for what it's taught, and has potential for discounts available as well, and other packages for not having to retake certain classes.
So here's where we get into the product adaptation or modification. The idea behind Dart Drones is that it doesn't just offer one type of service. However, the main service we are marketing in Singapore are the commercial drone flying classes that include becoming an FAA Part 107 certified commercial drone pilot. The package we want to focus on is the professional and enterprise training package, which includes equipment training, Part 107 test prep, thermal imaging and FLIR, aerial photography and videography, aerial mapping and modeling, aerial roof inspection, aerial search and rescue, disaster response. So as you can see, there's a plethora of classes to choose from, but with a variety of classes comes a variety of clientele. So for the core component, what Dart drones will need to modify is the classes that are aimed toward getting the FAA drone license, such as the Part 107 test prep. In Singapore, the license a drone flyer needs is UA pilot license by the CAAS, the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore. To obtain this license, the drone pilot must pass a theory test administered by the CAAS, pass a practical assessment conducted by an authorized flight examiner within a UA training and assessment organization, and be at least 16 years old at the point of UAPL application. Next is the packaging component. The name of the class, Part 107 Test Prep, needs to be changed to CAAS Theory Test Prep. And another class should be created and added to the enterprise training package that focuses on the practical assessment that is needed to be taken after the theory test. So instead of one class for test prep, you'll need two, one for theory and the one for the practical assessment. For this, it is important that all our instructors are up to date with their UAPL. It is also important that we are certified and approved unmanned aircraft training organization under the CAAS that can instruct these training courses that are recommended before taking either of the tests. Within addition of a class, the cost will be an additional $100 US dollars. However, we will discount this to $55 US dollars if the client invests in the package and not just the two test prep classes. So instead of just the $650 for the Part 107 class, it will be $650 for the theory test prep plus $100 for the practical test assessment. But if you're taking the total package, the total enterprise training package, it will be the $650 plus the discounted $55 US dollars if the client invests in the full package. So then we have the support services. This one's for the theory test. The class needs to be focused on the questions that will be asked on the theory test, and inside of it, our instructors must be extremely knowledgeable in all these sectors. Below are the subjects that are on the theory test. So you'll have general unmanned aircraft system knowledge, principles of flight, air law, navigation and meteorology, human factors, and safety and operation. The duration of the test is 1.5 hours with 50 questions, and you must receive at least 75% to pass the theory test. Next is the support services for the practical assessment. The additional class that will be added to the prep the clients for the practical test will need to include the following: general knowledge of UAS functions, UAS checks, flight maneuvers and manual controls, mission planning and execution, and emergency procedures. This is taken after the theory test.
So advertising and promotional mix is definitely something that Dart drones could improve on. And a couple good ways to do that would be using social media and online advertising. They've been steadily increasing in Singapore, and that provides an outlet for promotion and will reach millions of people. The use of social media ads will be optimal in targeting our audience through age, demographic, and other data. Search engine optimization is another way for brand exposure, especially when using a pay-per-click strategy, and that will help Dart drones appear at the top of search engine results. But also print media remains the most widely used and trusted form of advertising in Singapore and is still in a growth phase there. Also, television ads are prominent in Singapore due to the fact that 65% of Singaporeans put their trust in TV advertisements. Also, partnering with large advertising companies such as IBUS Group, Asia Pacific, and Performix would be an effective way to penetrate the promotional market in Singapore and use each company's familiarity with Singapore to develop culturally relevant ads. Also, collaborating with public safety and government agencies in Singapore is a good way to establish a positive reputation, improve the safety and quality of Dart drones to the population. Lastly, setting up physical locations in malls to provide customers with hands-on flight trials and in-person experience can increase the knowledge and trust of potential clients In-person showrooms can increase the perceived quality and value of drones and flight training as well.
Distribution. Dart drones will use a direct distribution channel utilizing both the internet and mall storefronts. The main Dart drones website is where customers will learn about the company and the many services we offer. The customer will be able to schedule and purchase services from the website, and larger businesses will be able to contact us through the website to discuss next steps for business. Storefronts and high traffic malls will be used to advertise the Dart drones classes and intrigue customers. These storefronts are used as a touch point to allow customers to try out drone flying and communicate face-to-face with Dart drones representatives to inquire and buy classes. The storefront is targeted at the commercial buyer rather than larger company buyers. With this two-way distribution approach, we will be able to inform and conduct business with both large companies and individual commercial buyers. Here shows our 5-year plan with our budget. Our budget is an overall look at what we'll have to spend on, which is going to be advertising, certified instructors, field space and headquarters, and taxes. Our 5-year plan, we are going to create, in the first year, we're going to create a relationship with CAF to guide UAP certification, which is going to be needed to be able to certify our customers to fly drones. We're going to create classes for that certification, and we're going to certify instructors from the US with Singapore certifications. So we're just setting up the groundwork to move into Singapore. Year 2, we're going to find experienced drone pilots in Singapore to help the transition. We're going to buy office space for headquarters and certification testing space. And we're also going to buy field space so that we can do our drone training. Year 3 to 4, we're going to advertise on social media, newspapers, and billboards. We're also going to use that television ads and hopefully have a great relationship with a large advertising company to push the company. We're going to create relationships with larger companies to spark business. Our idea is to work with larger companies or governments at first to push larger sales, which will then gear us for year 5, which is when we'll put out a lot of money to rent mall space for storefronts with space for drone flights and create commercial reputations for individuals. So now we can start working with the commercial space for individuals instead of just on larger companies.
So for our conclusion, entering a foreign market in the city of Singapore offers Dart Drone the best opportunity to expand and be successful in the international market. It offers a plethora of new clientele as well as offering expansive growth within a surging market. With the 5-year plan, we see the company succeeding with the help of expert pilots and useful advertisement in Singapore. Starting with smaller companies will allow us to get our foot in the door and open the opportunities to grow within Singapore. Here below is a link for the future of Dart drones in Singapore. So that's what it will look like. That's actually a drone flying over Singapore. That's what it will look like for the future of Dart drone. Here's our works cited pages, and thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope you have a great day.